Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have some Fire Emblem Heroes stuff to go over. Big shock, I know. But before I get into that and who I think we're going to see on the Mythic Banner coming up in just a couple days, I wanted to remind you guys that we are doing kind of like a bigger multi-day type giveaway with something new kind of each day, starting very soon. And I think I only want to run it for like 2 to 3-ish weeks, because I'd like to get stuff to you before the end of December. So with that in mind, just keep an eye out. I'm probably going to post something in the community tab, and then on Twitter, Instagram, in a video, probably. Just keep an eye out for that, because there's going to be, you know, like orb packages, stuff to the Nintendo store, the eShop, and then some other physical stuff that you can win too. So just keep that in mind. That will be coming up pretty soon. And I mentioned it in the live stream the other day if you happen to make it. But if not, no worries. Just know it's coming. So anyway, let's talk about the new Mythic Hero that we may or may not see coming. We could just have a random unit pop up from I don't know where at this point. However, it's pretty set in stone that, you know, November is kind of like the wrap up to the current book in the current phase season, and then December kind of starts kicking everything off the normal way. Which, side note, based on patterns that we've had so far, we should be getting a new Fade channel early December. And I think it's normally on the first Tuesday, I want to say. So I think December 3rd, we're likely going to see another Fade channel. Just keep that in mind. So along with this, you can kind of help plan your orbs and things like that. The new Fade here, the hero tracker will be coming out Thursday, I think, is when that will be there. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming up. December through February, they're kind of busy months, so just be aware of that. The IS will be coming for your orbs. Anyway, the confirmed heroes that we have via the notes from previous Legendary and Mythic banners. We know we have Fjorm, Tiki, Julia. This is Julia's first return. I will be trying to get a copy of her, but more than likely I'm just going to get a bunch of Tikis, because that's my life. Marth and Sothis are both back. So I know a lot of people have been waiting for Sothis. She's one of the newer Mythics / Legendaries that you can get. And then green, we've got Lynn, and then Duma is repping Colorless, all by his lonesome. But the Colorless pool is kind of getting built up slowly but surely over time. So one day may happen, if it hasn't already, where we'll have 2 Legendary and Mythic Colorless heroes in the same banner, but probably not anytime soon. So if you're keeping track, that means that blue is color locked. Oops. So Picnic Lucas will not be returning. We're still in the Picnic banner. We've been halfway through that. Flora and Lucas are the only 2 left that haven't shown up yet. So that's kind of an easy lock for red. Green gets a little more convoluted, and I'll tell you why. Yarn is the last from that particular banner, the Distant Future banner. The most recent one that we had with Awakening Kids, that one, Kajel, Yarn, those guys. He's the only one left, and we do have green slots open, so it's pretty obvious. The problem is, when you're picking a third, and this is what I ran into, we are kind of up against a situation where we're encountering a vast disparity in normal 5-star heroes for the next foreseeable months. And that's because once the Bride banner hit, like, there wasn't really a whole lot happening. So this Distant Future, the one with Yarn, which he will definitely be on this one, just FYI. We then had 2 summer banners, and then nothing. Like, that was it. So, I don't know. There's 6 weeks where we didn't have a new Heroes banner. Is that right? No. 8 weeks. Yeah. It was a long time. It was a long time. Pretty much all of June and July, except for the end of July, which we had some Fire Emblem 3 Houses units show up, that being Edelgard, Female Byleth, Dimitri, and Claude. So if we're not jumping into the summer banners after this or during this, the next possible kick would be the 3 houses units. So keep in mind, I have who do I have here? Levitain. I have Summer Levitain on the screen, but it could very well be Edelgard. I don't think it's going to be Edelgard. And the same situation happens with Cullis, which we'll talk about in just a second. But it could be. I think we're probably going to be looking at Summer units at this point because, fun fact, Summer had been pretty much cleared up by October of last year, going on last year's Mythic and Legendary track, I guess. But we haven't even started Summer yet, and we're already in November, so we're actually like 2 months behind the schedule of when special heroes show back up in Mythic and Legendary banners. And that is kind of a disparaging thing because you're going to be seeing Book 3 units halfway into Book 4 moving forward if it keeps on the current track. And, you know, if you're thinking ahead, that means for all of Book 5, you won't see any Book 5 special heroes show back up in those Legendary and Mythic banners because during Book 5, we'll just be seeing Book 4. And that's not even counting the normal 5-star heroes. So I don't know what they're going to do, but we're currently on a very non-sustainable pattern of when these units do pop back up in the Mythic and Legendary banners. So my advice to you, I guess, if there's a takeaway from any of this, get the unit that you want if you can, when you can, because we definitely don't know when they're going to show back up. And this is not, like, we don't even know what's going to happen with duo heroes. Like, there's just a lot of maybes in the air right now, and it's a little unsettling because orbs are limited, as always. So I am personally taking a track of let's pull from my favorites and use those. I did manage to complete all of the normal heroes 5-star from Book 1. Thankfully, Elise came home during that. But maybe we'll see revival banners of just special here, like throughout the year. Like I don't know. Anyway, so for what that's worth, green could be jumping into summer, could be jumping ahead to 3 houses. I don't know. We're in uncharted territory here. Same with colorless. So we know we have Duma. Bride form is pretty much a given, I think. Bride banner is coming up pretty quickly. There's nothing else from any banner before that. In the colorless category, we just had Fallen Tiki last month, I think. So Bride form is definitely here. We're going to be entering into the Bride banner representation. Again, the same with green. We can either go into summer, or we could jump ahead to 3 houses and get Claude. So I think we're probably going to be looking at either Summer Gunthra or Claude. It's tough to say. Again, I think because we're so far behind in seasonal representation, special heroes reps, I think they're going to be focusing more on those, and that's why a lot of you guys were like, they're never going to put 4 special heroes in the banner again. Okay, well, I don't believe that. And they ended up doing that last month too, so I think they're going to have to. Like, they're going to have to. I don't know what's... They're going to have to spread out the Legendary and Mythics more, and they're going to have to condense the specials more. Like, that's the only way they're going to be able to fit so many in within a year or 16 months or however long they want to run it. So for what that's worth, same situation with that. So could be semi-similar. Let me tell you, and then I'll give my absolute banner predictions at the very end here. Let me tell you who I think we're looking at for Mythics. Now, I mentioned before that November is historically like the end of the current era book, and then December kind of really starts to ramp up with the new stuff, right? I think it's Leaf. I really do. We're missing a red candidate. We have Thracier already in here. It would be weird if we didn't get Leaf, and especially with the last Xenologue. It was not the Paralog, it was a Xenologue. Go figure. I think it would be weird if we didn't have Leaf, given that he and Thracier seem to be coming back-ish? Something like that? Like, they're not done. Loki kind of, like, recruited them. So I don't believe they're done. I don't think that's it. They're not writing them off necessarily. So they're going to play a more major role. I don't think Asker and the Alphons and Shirenas, I don't think they will be fighting against Thor. So I think we're going to be allies? Something? I don't know. Book 4 seems like it's ramping up for something pretty epic. So with that in mind, like, that's pretty exciting. But we do have a red slot open. It would make sense for Leaf to be in here. However, I know that they don't always partner up Mythics and Legendaries. We do not have a Xander to partner with a Ryoma. We do not have a Corrin to partner with a Zora. We don't have Milla to accompany a Duma. Like, there are just randoms that are one-offs, and that's the only one we have currently. So that's not to say it's a guarantee, but I think it's pretty likely. Leaf was a pretty big part of Book 3, obviously. So I think he makes the most sense to me. Another candidate that we're probably looking at, Thor. Personally, I think that Thor is more of a December unit, or maybe even January, just because it seems more of a Book 4 thing, in my opinion. I know we had Hall of Form. She kind of played a part in that. We also had Rooker Sieges, which another big part. There's this big thing between Thor and Loki, which dives into a whole bunch of Norse mythology, which I could go on about, but I won't because that's not the point of this video. But she is a green unit. She's an axe unit. We don't have a lot of representation from green. Again, we're kind of faced with that. Do we jump into summer kind of prematurely, or do we jump ahead to 3 houses, or we could just lock another mythic into that category and kind of satiate the situation? I don't know. Personally, if you remember back, and somebody made a comment on the channel about this, and I can't remember their name off the top of my head, but shout out to you because you made a very good point. They bumped Gunthra. So Gunthra was supposed to be back in December, but she's not. She's now currently in January, I think it was. And that means that they bumped Gunthra for another green unit that will be coming. And this individual also went on to say that they did something kind of similar, I think, for when Air showed up with Robin, for what that's worth. They had kind of a Hero Fest banner last year, if you guys remember, to introduce Air as a colorless mythic hero, and then she got put into the next banner as well. So they may be doing something like that for December. I know December we're supposed to have a legendary hero, but if they get introduced into a Hero Fest banner and then they're just kind of in the pool, I feel like that would be kind of an okay way to introduce them. They've done it in the past. And we could still have, a legendary hero that month as well. So for what that's worth, I think that's likely. And of course, because of that, we also can't rule out Hell. Hell is another green axe scythe unit. Again, pretty big part in Book 3. Main protagonist, or main antagonist. We did end up getting Surtur. Still a huge mistake. Surtur does exist and is in the game. Major antagonist for his book, Book 2. So, Hell could be a thing that we see. I don't know how likely it is. It just doesn't seem to fit, I guess, because Hell was kind of pulling the strings behind Surtur, I think, if I'm remembering that correctly. There was a big xenologue between them. So it could happen. I don't know. I don't personally think we'll see Hell in the game. I feel like that's just a unit that is just far beyond meta balance from what I can tell. So with that in mind, if we have a green unit, right, I think this will likely be our lineup. Let me see if I can dismiss them properly. I think that's going to be the lineup for a green unit, if we have a green unit. So, the 3 blues that we know are locked, Marth, Sothis, Picnic Flora. Probably Thor, maybe, probably not. I don't know. Yarn, and then Lynn, and then our 3 colorless, Bridefjorm, Summer Gunthra, and Duma. However, if we do in fact have red, which I think is honestly the likely thing to happen here, I think we're going to be looking at this lineup. So blue would be our 3 legendaries locked at Julia, Tiki, Fjorm. Red, we would have the new addition of Leaf, as well as Marth and Sothis. Green, we'd be having Summer Levitane, Yarn, and Lynn. And then for colorless, we'd have, again, Duma, Summer Gunthra, and Bridefjorm. I think that's going to be what we're looking at for this month's banner. I think it makes the most sense continuity-wise. But then again, IS doesn't really play by any rules. So at the end of the day, nothing really matters. That's the takeaway. But this is what I'm locking in on. So now the question goes to you guys. What do you think we will be seeing in this month's Mythic Hero Banner? I don't think we have to wait very long. I think it's on the schedule as the 27th, but in reality it's the 28th, which I believe is actually in the United States Thanksgiving. Yes, because daylight savings and time zones, the West Coast will be getting it on the 27th at like 11 p.m., but the U.S. will be getting it on the 28th at like 2 a.m. On Thanksgiving. So when that rolls around, we will have the Hero Tracker go live on Thursday. We'll have our summon session go live on Friday. And then we'll probably do a special live summon to wrap up the month on that Sunday, the 1st. No time has been dedicated to that, but I will put that out in the community tab. So in the comments, let me know who you guys think we're going to be seeing in the newest Mythic Banner. I'm pretty locked on Leaf. I've been pretty open about that. But let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, we will be having some giveaways happen in the next couple weeks, so keep on the lookout for that. And that's all I got for right now. So thank you again so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.